are the directions for the collage Larry Loudmouth. So if you would like to do the collage of Larry Loudmouth, what you are going to need are pieces of construction paper, so whatever colors you have, but black and white are going to be needed. Besides that, you can choose the colors that you want. We're also going to need a scissors, a pencil, some glue. I'm using a glue stick. You could also use a glue bottle if you have that instead. And then optional, if you want to, you could have some markers too. All right. Alrighty, let's get started. So we are going to start with Larry Loudmouth's body, which is a square shape. Now, in Greg Mike's works, there are lots of different Larry Loudmouths. Most of them are square though. There were some that were different shapes. So if you really wanted to do a different shape, you could. I'm gonna do mine a square today. So I've got my big piece of paper. I'm gonna use this nice bright green color. The Larry Loudmouth that Greg Mike often shows is blue, but there is actually, if you look through those different murals, there were lots of different colors of Larry Loudmouth. So you can choose whatever color you want. So I'm gonna use this green today, and I'm going to cut out a square shape because this is kind of more of a rectangle. So I'm just gonna kind of fold my paper over like this, and that fold helps give me a line to cut on, just to make it a little bit smaller. Now remember, when we're using our scissors, that thumbs are up and we're cutting away from ourselves. I'm being very safe with the scissors. All right, still a rectangle, so I'm gonna fold another piece in just to make it more like a square. If there's another way that you have to try to make a square, you can. You can use a ruler. If you have something to trace that's pretty big, that's a square in your house, you can try that, or you could just try to draw a square on your own. But you don't want to make your Larry Loudmouth too small, otherwise it's going to be hard to put the other things on it. Okay, then Larry needs a big square mouth. That's the main focus of Larry's face, is his mouth. So I've got this black square here. Now that I see this square, I'm thinking, I think I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller, a little shorter. Okay. And before I glue everything down, I'm just going to place it on it so that I know what I want to do. And then once everything is placed on there, then I will glue everything down. Now I'm going to do the teeth. So there are lots of different types of teeth that you can make. You can make each tooth separate, and teeth can be squares or triangles, or they can be rounded. I want a top set of teeth and a bottom set of teeth, and I want them to be the same. So I'll show you a little trick for that. For that, I'm going to take my piece of white paper, and I'm gonna fold it in half. And then I'm going to draw my teeth. Well, actually, first I'm gonna kind of measure up here and see how long my teeth need to be, because I want the teeth to be the same as this box. So I'm gonna make a little mark of where that ends, and I'm gonna cut off right there so I know. Now it'll be the same. Okay, then I'm going to draw some teeth on my piece of paper. I don't want to make it too small. If I draw it too small, it's going to be very hard to cut out. I'm going to make mine big, rounded teeth. And they're not even going to be all the same size. Let's see, that one's a little bit longer. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut both pieces of paper. See, there's two pieces of paper here because I folded it in half. I'm going to cut both of them on the line. Remember, whatever you would draw, that's what you have to cut out. So if you draw something really tricky, that's going to be hard to cut out. So think about that when you're drawing your teeth. Now that I did that, I have 2 pieces because I fold it in half and they're exactly the same. So I can put one here up at the top and one at the bottom. All right, Larry needs a tongue. I'm gonna grab some of my red for that. And again, I'm gonna just draw the tongue first so that I can know what I'm cutting out. So I'm gonna do like a big bump like that, almost like a hill. I don't know if you can see that very well. If you couldn't see that very well, this is what shape I did, kind of like just 2 bumps. All right, that is gonna go, we're gonna put it kind of behind the teeth, like that. And if I wanted to, like, actually, now that I look at that, I think, I want to make that a little bit bigger. It wasn't coming up enough. So I'll take the black so you can see it better this time. I'm gonna make mine a little bit higher. Remember to steer the paper with your helper hand. Your helper hand is the hand that's not cutting with the scissors. That hand helps. All right, I'm gonna flip it the other way so that we can't see that line that I drew. All right. It's pretty good. The thing with collage is sometimes you have to just try things out. And maybe take it back and cut it again. Okay, how's that? It's a little bit better. I can see the tongue a little better this time. And now some eyes. Again, the eyes can be any shape you want. We're gonna make them nice and big. I have a little piece of paper left over from my teeth here that are still folded in half. I'm gonna use the same trick for the eyes because I want the eyes to be the same shape. So I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm gonna draw a big arc for my eyes, like that. And then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut both out. Remember, there's 2 pieces of paper here. I'm gonna cut both of the pieces of paper on the line as best I can. And look at this hand is my helper hand and it's steering the paper. I'm cutting away from my body with my thumb up. Okay, now I have 2 eyes. I'm gonna place those somewhere, and those eyes can be like any way that I want. Maybe they're straight like that. Maybe they're gonna be kind of crooked. I'll decide when I glue. All right, we need some inside for the eye. I'm gonna pick a different color for that. Maybe I'll pick blue. Get a blue here. And for that, I'm gonna fold it in half again, because I'm gonna put an inside color in my eye. Now, if you'd rather, you could take markers and do this part with markers. You could decide, okay? I'm gonna do it with paper. So this arc is going to be a little bit smaller than that one. And then I'm gonna cut it out. Remember, I've got to fold, so I'm cutting 2 out at a time. Voila! Like that. And then we'll do a black inside of that. Again, you could take a black marker instead and do that. I'm gonna take a black piece of paper, just like I did before. I'm gonna fold it in half so that I can cut both of them at the same time. And now I'm gonna do another arc. This one might be hard to see because it's black paper. With pencil, you could use a white crayon instead if you really wanted to see it. I can see the pencil pretty well. I don't know if you're gonna be able to on the video. This one's gonna be even a little bit smaller. than that blue one was. Okay, I had it folded in half, so I have two. That one's gonna go inside. Now he's coming to life, isn't he? And I think I'm gonna grab a little piece of my white scrap here, and maybe I'll grab this one. There's a little bit more on this one. And I'm gonna make a little small white circle. Can you see that? It's pretty small. And I'm gonna cut that out for a little bit of white in the eye. Another thing you could do if you didn't want to do this, because this is tricky, because I'm making it really small, is you could just get a white crayon and put a little white in his eye with the white crayon instead. Okay, now I've got two because it was folded in half, remember? Whoop. The white in the eye is like a little glare, like it really brings it to life. Look at it, he's so much fun. I love Larry Loudmouf. Okay, I'm gonna grab my glue now, and now I'm gonna glue it down. Okay, now that I know that I like it this way. So I kind of have to take things off, and I'm gonna put my glue. Remember, when I use my glue, I don't turn it way up high so the glue is really high. Just like 1 or 2 turns, just so that it's a little bit up over the top. And then when I glue, I try to get all of the areas and all of the corners, not just a little bit in the middle, or it's not going to stick. Okay, glue down the tongue first. Now, remember, when you make your Larry Loudmouf collage, it does not have to look just like mine. Maybe your Larry Loudmouf will be a triangle. Maybe his teeth will be different shape. Maybe they'll be square teeth. Maybe his eyes will be really round. Maybe he'll be different colors than mine. The fun thing about Larry Loudmouf is all the different ways that you can make him. But we're always making him out of a basic shape, because he's always just that really simple shape, right? Okay, my mouth is all done, so I can glue that down. Again, remember, I'm getting all the corners. If you're using regular glue bottle, I have to roll it up a little bit. If you're using a regular glue bottle, then you'll just want to put dots all over, okay? Not a big lake. I'm gonna place this down. Okay, and then I'll finish gluing the eyes too. Okay, my Larry Loudmouf is all glued together and finished. So I'm gonna take my glue stick and make sure the cap is on and put it off to the side for a minute, because now we need to finish it off by having Larry say something. So from the video you saw that Larry Loudmouf lives life loud. That's why his big mouth is screaming, right? And he's screaming positive messages. So there were lots of ideas on the video, but I want you to think of your own idea. What's a positive message, something nice that everybody should know? And we're gonna put a little bubble coming out of his mouth that he's screaming that to everybody, so everybody knows. So you're gonna need a piece of white paper. I'm gonna grab this piece here. We'll put Larry off to the side here for a second. And we're gonna make a big bubble, like a big speech bubble. Now, you can do that any way you want. There's no real way that you need to do that. It could be rounded edges, it could be a jagged edge, whatever you want. So I'm gonna do just a rounded edge, and I'm gonna start by coming into the corner here, kind of near here. This is gonna be where it's coming from his mouth. So I'm gonna start by making kind of like a triangle like that. And then I'm gonna make a big round bubble like that. And there's my speech bubble. Like I said, yours could be more like a comic strip with like zigzag lines. You can make wavy lines, whatever you want. It could be more like a cloud. Okay, so this Leery Loudmouth needs to say something. So we're gonna fill that bubble with our kind message. So I'm gonna have Leery say today, kindness counts. And I'm gonna fill the whole bubble with my words. Kindness counts. All right. If you wanna use some decorative lettering to do your words, you can. I know that we can sometimes make our letters a little bit fancier. I might just darken one side of my letters a little bit, but you do not have to do that. You can just do regular letters too. Okay. Now I am going to cut out my bubble and glue it onto Larry. Okay, take my scissors. I'm gonna keep the line on it too because I want to see the black line. So it kind of looks more like a cartoon. If we can see the speech bubble line. It's up to you though. There we go. Let's glue this positive message coming out of Larry's mouth. All right, I'll get my glue back out again. Since half of it is hanging off, I don't have to put glue under that part. So I'm just gonna put glue under this part and a little bit in the beginning here. So I'm gonna get that whole little pointy part and then a little bit here, but I'm gonna leave the rest of this not glued because it's gonna be hanging off. And then this side will just be sticky. Put the cap back on my glue, and there's my finished Leery Loudmouth telling everybody that kindness counts. I cannot wait to see what your Leery Loudmouth is gonna look like, what colors, what shapes you'll use, what message Leery is going to be saying. I can't wait to see all different types of Leerys that are going to be spreading those positive messages. Post it to Seesaw when you're done. Have fun.